Hey guys, how's it going? Alright, so in this video, I'm going to show you how to make your workspace look visually more appealing. And by that I mean is I'm going to show you the settings that I use for my terminal and my VS Code so you guys can get yours to look exactly like mine or maybe even better. Now, when I say my terminal, I don't mean this terminal. This is just the default terminal of Mac. And I don't like the way it looks, I don't like the theme, I don't like the font family, I don't like the font size. So we're going to completely change that. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to install something called HyperJS. Now HyperJS is a replacement terminal and it's available for most of the operating systems. So it's there for Mac, it's there for Windows, and most of the Linux distros as well. So to install it, just go to this website, hyper.js, and then download it. And once you've downloaded it, just go to your downloads folder. It's the zip file in my case, so I've just clicked it, and this is the HyperJS application. So if I open it now, it's probably going to ask me to verify. Okay, so open. And this is the HyperJS application. Now, it looks much better than the actual terminal, but I still don't like the way it looks. I don't like the font family, I don't like the font size, I don't like the background. So let's change that. Now, I'm going to go back to my web browser. And now I'm going to show you guys how you can change the themes of your HyperJS application. So just type HyperJS themes into Google, and this is the website that you want to go to. So hyperthemes.meti, whatever it's called, .coffee. So if I click it, it takes me to this page where it shows me the themes that are available for HyperJS. So let's just pick a theme from there and see what we can do with it. So I really like this Hyper Ocean 16. So if I expand it, it's showing me this GitHub repository that I need to go to in order to install it. So let's just go ahead and open this up in a new tab. Excellent. So it's also should show me how I need to install it. So it's saying add hyper-ocean 16 to the plugins array in your hyper.js config file. Okay, but now we have a problem. Where does this hyper.js file live? The problem with this type of file is that it's a dot file, and most operating systems, they don't show these dot files by default. So an easy way to access this file is to open up your HyperJS and go to preferences, and it's going to take you straight to this .hyper.js file, and it's going to open this up into your default code editor. For me, it's Sublime Text, and this is where you can basically change everything about HyperJS. So as you can see, it's basically just a JavaScript object, and in this configuration object you can make some basic changes. But first of all, it said add hyper-oceans 16 to the plugins array. So let's copy this. Now, where does this plugins array live? Let's find the plugins array. So let's scroll down, and there it is. So plugins array, let's just open up a string and paste it there. I'm gonna open this terminal on the side so we can see the changes in real time. So HyperOcean 16. Now if I press save, let's see what happens. So as you can see, it's changed the background and it looks so much better now. And I'm also going to change the font size for it because I don't like the font size at all. And also the font family as well. Now, the font that I use is called Operator Mono, but if you don't have Operator Mono, you can use something called Fira Code. Now, Fira Code is another one of my favorites, and it comes with amazing programming ligatures. So if you want to use it, just download it, and I can guarantee you won't be disappointed. Okay, so let's just open up the terminal again and also the Sublime Text. So there, I'm going to get rid of this in console letter, and I'm going to say operator mono. And I'm also going to bump up the font size, so I'm going to take it to 17. Okay, so it's looking good for the most part. Now, the only thing that I don't like about this terminal is that it's showing me this long string of text on every line that I go to. So how do we change that? Well, let's install something called OMyZSH. Currently, it's running the bash shell. So bash is a shell that runs in most operating systems, and OMyZSH is just basically a replacement for this ugly bash shell. So to install OMyZSH, just go ahead, go to this website, omyz.sh, and right there it says copy this command from sh all the way to and paste this into your terminal. So press enter. It's going to clone the repository where it lives. And as you can see, the theme is already giving you these really nice colors, and this is fantastic. So password is, I'm just going to type my password in. So as you can see, as soon as I have pressed this, as soon as I've installed this OMyZSH, it's giving me this nice prompt. It's this arrow, and then there, it's giving me this tilde sign, which means it's my home directory. So if I cd to desktop, it's just going to show that I'm in my desktop, and this is amazing. So this is it for the terminal. Now next up, let's talk about so I'm just going to close it for now, and I'm going to put my hyper into my dock, and I'm going to get rid of the normal terminal. So goodbye. Okay, now let's talk about the VS Code. So here I just have a sample code, and I'm going to open this into my VS Code. So this is the default settings of VS Code, but I don't like it at all. How do I change that? Well, let's talk about what I don't like. I don't like the theme. I think it's just hideous. Now, I know that some people don't care about the visuals at all, but as far as I'm concerned, my productivity is greatly impacted by the way my workspace looks. So I don't like the font, I don't like the theme, I don't like the colors, so let's change that. So I'm going to go to Code, Preferences. Actually, let's just go to the actual preferences. So Code, and where's the user settings? Settings, and there we go. So let's change some of the things that are there. So first thing, font size. That looks okay for this font, but I'm going to change this to operator mono again. Operator mono. Okay, well, this is far too bold for my liking. So here it says editor.fontweight. If you can't find these settings, just go to your normal user settings page and search editor.font settings. So there you can click this pencil button, replace this in settings, and it's going to take you to where your settings live. So this is taking me to the font size, which is 12, but I'm going to change this to 17. Excellent. Now, what do I need to change next? So editor.fontweight. And again, if you don't see it, just type into your search bar, editor.fontweight. And there, I already have it there, so I'm just going to change this to 300. Excellent. This looks so much better already. Okay, and like I said, if you don't have access to operator mono, you can use Fira code, and I can show you how amazing it looks. So Fira code. See, it looks absolutely fantastic. Look, the brackets, the ligatures, they're just amazing. But I prefer operator mono, so I'm just gonna revert back to operator mono. Excellent. Now the next thing is, let's just go ahead and get rid of this. Okay, what can we change next? I don't like how close these lines are to each other, so let's find editor. Let's find line height. So editor.lineheight, I'm pretty sure it already lives in my settings. So editor.lineheight, and I'm going to change this to 34. Okay, this looks great. Let's also bump up the font size a little bit more. I'm just gonna change this to 19. Okay, so the only thing that's left now is the theme. I don't like the theme at all. So on Instagram, I get asked what my themes are, so I'm just going to run you through some of the themes that I normally use on a daily basis. So I'm going to say code, preferences, color theme, and my absolute go-to favorite at the moment is called Primal Theme. And this is the one that I'm using for most of my projects, and this looks amazing to me at least. Another one that I use is called OneDark Pro. This one. This is not the official OneDark. This is called OneDark Pro, and what I like about this is it's got this amazing italic ligatures. This is what I like about this. And another one of my favorites is called Popping and Locking, and this I used this for a long time, and this is very colorful, and it wasn't very easy on my eyes. So now my absolute go-to favorite is called Primal. Okay. So this is it for this video, guys. The purpose of this video was just to help you with your setup, because I know that for me, the visuals of my workspace greatly impact the level of my productivity. So I really hope this video helped you guys, and I do apologize for lack of videos. I've just been extremely busy and I haven't had much time to create any more tutorials, but I do have a React intermediate tutorial in works, and it should be out in the next 2 weeks, so keep an eye out for that. And again, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.